Quite a few years ago, I switched from telescoping trekking poles to folding trekking poles. Let's talk about why and some of the trade offs. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jason. The first season, I did a lot of hiking. I didn't use trekking poles, which, after three ACL reconstructions on my right knee, was a mistake. So the following year, I bought some workhorse durable poles, and they're still going strong, being handed down to my kids. And for many years, I continued to use various versions of these telescoping style trekking poles, where one part of the pole slides into the other part when you are shrinking it down for packing. Until this trip, a fourth class scramble up Dyer Mountain. I had already learned to flip over my trekking pole so the point was at the top of my pack and the grips are at the bottom, but the protruding grip still got hooked on a block, and I almost managed to throw myself off the mountain. Telescoping poles don't shrink down small enough for, say, a 30-liter pack, with them sticking up on both the top and the bottom. And it isn't unusual to scrape and snag whatever's on the bottom against the mountainside when you're descending. That's what happened to me on Dyer, and it was almost a very costly mistake. After that, I switched to folding style poles. The reason is simple. They fold down small enough to fit in my pack, leaving no chance for it to catch on anything. They also tend to be lighter, which is an added benefit when you're carrying them on your back. That being said, there are downsides to folding style poles. They aren't as durable. I've had problems with them bending a bit at the joints where the sections fit together because even if you don't have the pole fully extended, there is very little overlapping material, only a couple of inches. I've had problems with the protective sheath getting stripped from the cord that runs through the trekking pole, although I've never had a cord break. And they don't have the same range of sizes as telescoping poles, usually 10 to 15 centimeters less range. Say, instead of 100 to 135 centimeters, maybe a folding style only covers 110 to 130 centimeters. So why do I put up with these shortcomings? Well, risk is defined by engineers and risk management professionals as probability times consequence. I experienced a low to medium likelihood event, my poles getting snagged on scrambling terrain, but it had a super high consequence. The other issues around the pole potentially bending or not extending as far as I might need just don't create the same potential consequence on a regular basis, even if I might more often need a slightly longer pole or I might more often not want my pole to be bending. In essence, the more technical my climbing got, from scrambling to full on rope climbing, the more often I needed my poles for the in and out of the approach, but I just needed them out of the way for the actual climb. If you're getting into scrambles and technical ascents, maybe that should be a consideration for you as well. Thanks for coming to the end of this video. Please hit that like button to help us get it out to more viewers. Please ring that bell and subscribe, and you can check out our website at shortguysbetaworks.com to find gear lists, all of our videos, and additional thoughts and information. Beyond choosing a style of trekking pole, are you a trekking pole person at all, or do you just not use them? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you next week and keep on getting more out of that big outside.